Hi everyone, it's me, Valerie from Stampin' with Valerie. I hope you are having a fantastic Tuesday full of crafting fun and playing games and whatever you've been doing during this shelter at home as much as possible time that we are going through right now. Get my video pulled up so I can make sure you all see what I'm seeing. We are going to make this adorable little card in the center here, which features the Welcome Easter stamp set. This is a photo that Stampin' Up! Shared with demonstrators, and they do it for us for inspiration. And apparently, of course, I'm telling you, I don't know why my Facebook doesn't want to do what I want to do on my iPad right now. The last week it has been like this, and it's getting a little frustrating. All right, anyway, I might not be able to see your all's comments and when you come on. So if I don't acknowledge you, I'm acknowledging you in my heart right now because I love you all and I'm so glad you can join me, and I'll keep trying to get this to pull up. Maybe I'll just turn my iPad off and turn it back on. Maybe that's the problem. We'll just restart the whole thing. But we're going to use the Welcome Easter stamp set. Now, what I love about this stamp set is you don't have to use it for Easter. Yes, you have your little Easter sentiments, but you also have the Welcome to the World little one, Sweet Friend, and you can pair these with birthday, congratulations, anything that you want to pair them with. So that's why I think they're so great. And this one has the little Sweet Friend sentiment. So that is what we are going to make today. So let's get started. I've got all my supplies pre-cut already. Look at me, how organized I am today. Aren't you proud of me? I'm pretty proud of myself right now because it has been just a crazy day. Always a crazy day. But I say crazy, but I just haven't been very productive today. Let's say that. All right, so we'll go ahead and score it in the center at 4 inches because this is just a little square card. But what you can do with these square cards is you can just put them in a regular envelope, in our regular Whisper White medium envelopes or very vanilla medium envelopes. You don't have to buy square envelopes to put them in. I'm looking for my bone folder when I was just bragging about being organized and I don't see it. So there we go. We're going to use our block for that today. Let me see if I get my iPad turned back on, what's going to happen. So the next thing I used was Melon Mambo cardstock. This is what goes behind our little lamb out. And he looks adorable on that Melon Mambo. It just pops. But these framelits, the stitched framelits, I'm recommending to anyone who does not have framelits, is just starting in die cutting. Get these. These are amazing. They are the stitched framelits, and you get 4 of each, 4 circles, 4 squares, 4 ovals. So they are perfect for layering. That is what is fantastic about them, is that they're basic. Everything. You can use the same. You could cut your little square, use this, cut that out, and then you'd have a little frame. And then you also have a stitched square to use for something later. So these are just some basics I think any new beginning card making, paper crafting person needs. So a little helpful hint from me today. Next thing, just grab yourself, I've got all my papers cut here. This is what's going on the inside, so I do not want to stamp on that. Just grab yourself a scrap piece of Whisper White. Oh look, I got my stuff to pull up. I can see Brenda's on here. Hi Brenda, how are you? Got my Memento ink, so we're just gonna start with the Memento ink. Ink up our little lamb. He's so cute. I love him. We're gonna have to fussy cut him out, but that's okay. Doesn't bother me a bit. And we need to stamp the little bee that comes in here too. I think he's super adorable. I love him. And then go ahead and put these on my chamois just so I don't forget to clean them. And we're going to use some Stampin' Blends to color these. So I always get my color lifter out whenever I'm using my Stampin' Blends because you never know when you're going to need them. Now, in the picture that Stampin' Up! Shared, he has got They've got that soft suede around him, and I'm not sure if they use just soft suede and then just the color lifter. So we're gonna try that and see what happens before I add any other colors in there. But I'm just gonna start with soft suede light because that way I don't have as much to take out. Hi Linda, how are you? So I'm gonna have to set this picture here just so I can make sure I see kind of exactly how they colored him. I'm just gonna color in his entire face with this, and then I'm gonna take that color lifter and see if I can pull that color out the way I want it to look. Otherwise, we can stamp him again, we can blend it again, any of that. But that's what's fantastic about the alcohol blends markers, is that you can blend them. And I think I may use a little bit of the dark around the edges, just to give it a little more, like at the top of his feet, and maybe just around the edge of the ears and the face. All right, and then take your color lifter. Now, they call it a color lifter. I just kind of call it a color spreader because it just kind of spreads the color around. Hi, Eleanor, how are you? So I want to take a little bit more out of the center, but I want to kind of push and blend this on the sides too. But I don't want to take too much color out, and I feel like I'm taking too much color out. But there we go. Once you start getting that blended in, because we want this to just be a little more white in the center, come out. Now we still have to color in. It's not perfect, but I like it. It gives it just a little bit of shading. And I'm not even gonna worry about his feet because just adding, because they're so tiny and the words are gonna cover his feet anyway. So we're not gonna worry about his feet too much. Now the little bumblebee, we'll just use some Daffodil Delight Dark, color in these. We don't need to worry about his wings. His wings can just stay white. I don't think we need to color them in. We're going to color his little bow with the pool party. Now you have two tips on your blends too. You have the writing tip and you have the brush tip. It's up to you whichever one you want to use. It depends on what I'm coloring, which one I use. Now I do like to use the Crumb Cake Light to go around with the writing tip, or Smoky Slate is cute too. Just to go around his little fur, just to add just a little bit of extra dimension because I think it looks cute. But since we made his face with the soft suede, I figured the crumb cake would look good. Now, had we used basic gray or something for his face, I would have used the, what would I have used? I would have used Smoky Slate. That's what I'm trying to come up with. All right, so for his nose, I'm just gonna use the basic black light to color his nose in. And then we'll cut around him and get him cut out. He's just adorable. And now it doesn't have to be perfect. And if you wanted to, you could even cut him out with a circle punch, but I'm just gonna cut around him because it won't take me that long. And it will actually be closer to the card that I'm recreating if I do it this way. But it's up to you, however you wanna do it. I know if you have issues with arthritis and things, sometimes it's hard to cut around, or you just don't have the patience, don't want to cut around. But I don't mind it. There may be a day when I can't do it, so I'm going to do it while I can. Have any of you been crafting during this time? I feel like Brenda has, and probably Linda, because she has her She Stampers shed. All right, so we got our little lamb cut out. we're just gonna cut around this little bee too. And now he's gonna be, I just think this little bee is so cute. I love it when we have little accent stamps like this in our stamp sets because it just adds a little whimsy to your card. Now he's only gonna be hooked on with a little mini dimensional around by where his body is, so I can cut this as thin as I want at the end. Perfect. All right, so for this piece, we're gonna hook on with dimensionals. Now, I didn't mention, this is the birthday bonanza, I believe, or Bonanza Buddies. Not sure what the paper is called. Hang on, let me check. It is, yes, Birthday Bonanza Designer Series paper. So has nothing to do with Easter, but look how cute it goes with this set. But again, this card really isn't Easter either. It's just kind of a friendship card. Oh, so good. Brenda's crafting right now. Yay! I do the same thing. I like to craft and watch other things at the same time. Not always crafting videos. Sometimes it's Netflix. I mean, I'll be honest. I am not glued to crafting videos all the time. I probably should be. Maybe I should watch more crafting videos, get more ideas. But I just don't. All right, so stick that on the front. We've already got a little bit of dimension there, which is fantastic. I'm gonna do the same thing with our little lamb. We're gonna add some dimensionals to the back of him. Just a couple will be enough. And then we'll grab some mini dimensionals. And I might have to cut this mini dimensional because that bee really is tiny. I'm gonna cut it in half. Yeah, definitely need a half of one. Half of a mini dimensional for the bee. Helpful hint from Val. Cut your dimensionals if you have to. All right, got that ready. Now, we need to use some of the crinkle seam binding ribbon. I love this ribbon. What they did was, and I'll pull this picture in so you can see, they made a really loose bow with kind of long tails on it. So we're just gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna make a really loose, I'm gonna call it a sloppy bow because it's just a sloppy bow. Because it's not holding its shape, it's just kind of coming out from underneath. And so once I had it made, I'm gonna cut this off. We're not gonna need that long. But take a glue dot where your knot is going to be, or where your knot is, stick a glue dot to that, and then kind of just put your bow, kind of squish it, and try not to stick it to your finger at the same time like I just did. Kind of squish it and stick it on there. So now when we put, because this is gonna go over it here, just at this corner. So what I'm gonna do to kind of keep it poking, you know, this way, kind of like their card is I'm just gonna put a mini dimensional on each side of it. That will kind of just hold those bow pieces over this way so they don't go too far. You can do that too, it doesn't matter. And then, so I know I'm gonna have dimensionals on one side already, so I don't need to add any on that side. I will just do top, left side, take all of our backings off, and of course I'm gonna cut that string off. We aren't gonna have those long of tails on our bow. But for now, I'm leaving them until we get everything on here. Get your little melon mambo circle on there. Cut our strings off. Now, like I say, these will fit in our regular envelopes, so it can be a little bit longer than what your card is because it will still fit in there. We're gonna put our lamb. Not off to the side in the center. Hi Donna, how are you? Gonna stick it right there. And then we'll get our little bee stuck on there, and then we'll get our sentiment ready. I got a little piece of dimensional hanging off there. Our little bee is so cute. He's adorable, isn't he? I think he's adorable. All right, so for our sentiment, we are just gonna use a piece of Coastal Cabana, just a little scrap. I've got my tray here, got my Versamark. Always make sure you use your embossing buddy first. Stamp our sentiment. Add some embossing powder to it. Try to get most of it back in the canister so I don't have to do as much later, right? Perfect. I'm gonna put this lid back on because, as I always say, I will be the one to turn around and knock it over. I have it sitting on top of a 3-tier rolly cart, so that would be my luck. I would just roll it right onto the floor and have embossing powder everywhere. Thanks, Brenda. I think it's cute too. I just love that card. I had to do it. When I saw the picture this morning, I'm like, that's the one. All right, so just heat up your heat tool because it's gonna melt that embossing powder. Hold your paper down with, take your pick tool, pair of scissors, something so your finger is not right there because this gets super hot. Sometimes your paper will curl and that's okay. I'll show you what you can do once, if it does that. Once you go back over it, usually it will lay flat. And if not, flip it over and just heat just right on that one spot. And it'll kind of help it lay flat again. All right, so the only other thing they did was punch this out with the classic label punch, which is one of my favorite punches, and I feel like there's a piece of paper or something. There we go, it's stuck in there. Maybe it's just me. I think it's user error. And they may have used Pretty Peacock. I just used Coastal Cabana. It's a little bit darker. That's all right. We're sticking with Coastal Cabana because that's what we did. And we like it. We like Coastal Cabana. All right, just put a couple mini dimensionals on it. That's all it needs. Stick it right here with our little lamb. So adorable. Love him. All right, piece of Whisper White for the inside, because even though this is light, I still like to add that Whisper White in there just for easier writing. I like it. I don't always put it in if the card is light, but I've been trying to do it more lately. All right, I'm gonna stamp the little bee again on the inside, or a second bee on the inside over here on the right. And then we'll color him in as well. But I also, you can choose to do this or not. I kind of like to add a little strip of Designer Series paper to the bottom of the card as well. And this time I'm gonna cut this off just a little bit because I want it just to fit over the Whisper White. I don't want it going over the edge. So we'll just trim that little piece off the end. Now you can hook it on with, my chair is so squeaky today. And then I don't have socks on and my foot just rubbed against a container of supplies that sits underneath my desk because I don't have room for all my stuff. I am a wreck today, I'm telling you. It's a good wreck though. All right, just a little piece because I think it just makes it look cute. And then we'll color in our little bumblebee on the inside as well because he needs to be colored in too. We don't want to leave him without any color. There we go. That is today's Update Tuesday. This adorable little sweet friend card. And I appreciate you all watching and stopping in to see this. I think it turned out really cute. I love how they kind of did that bow and just kind of made it sloppy and coming out like that. I think it's adorable. I think I do that sometimes without actually meaning to, but that's how it works. All right, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you are having a great Tuesday. I hope you are getting some crafting in. Make sure you like my business page. I truly, truly appreciate that. And I will be posting this on YouTube. I'm also going to post it on my blog, and I will put a link here on my Facebook page so you all can hit that link and get all of the measurements and written instructions for this card later tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I live and love to inspire you. Bye.